Hi guys, welcome. Let's start. So right now I'm marking 4 inches. I'm just giving 4 inches space on the two sides. So I just spread my fabric on the table. I didn't fold it, so I just opened my fabric on the table and I'm marking 4 inches. So you just mark 4 inches on one side, and I'm going to, you see it's 4 inches. I'm going to go ahead to rule it out. I'm going to rule it now, and after that I would be marking 4 inches on the other side as well. Just follow me carefully and you'll be able to sew this flare pants very easily. So the next one we're going to do is mark that same 4 inches on this other side. You will soon know the reason why we are leaving the 4 inches on the side. Or maybe I should just tell you. So the first one is for the front and this one is for the back. The inches we need for the front and the back. So that's why we're leaving 4 inches. If your fabric is big, or if your customer is on the bigger side, you can leave 5 inches, okay? Because we're going to be getting our crotch extension from this side of the fabric. So now that I've marked out 4 inches on both sides, I'm going to get my round waist measurement. This is for my client and she's a size 12. So our round waist measurement is 36, and I'm going to divide that 36 by 3, which came out to be 12. So I'm going to place the taper on that angle right there and mark out 12 in a circular form, in a circular motion, like you're marking a circle skirt. You know how you place the taper at the tip, at the edge of the fabric, and then you mark your length. So right now I'm going to be marking out the 12 inches. So you just do your waist divided by 3. You mark it from that 4 inches line to the other 4 inches line. So this is me marking out the 12 inches. And the next thing I'm going to do is to determine the length of my customer's skirt. A length skirt is 25, but since I'm going to be adding a band of 2 inches, that means I'm going to be doing 23, because 25 minus 2 inches, that is what? 25 minus 2 inches, sorry, that's 23. So now I'm just going ahead to extend my 4 inches line all the way down, because I'm going to need that more of the fabric, because my customer's skirt, she wants her shirt to be a little bit longer, not your thigh length short. Now the next thing we're going to do is from that line where your 12 inches stopped, I'm going to mark out my 23 inches. Okay, you place your taper on that 12 inches line and mark out your 23 inches. If you notice my own, I moved it up, is because I'm minusing my band already. But now you can just go so that you have a perfect circle. Place it at the top. The number you get on that line, just mark it all the way around. But first thing first, place your taper on the 12 inches line, mark the length of your short, and then now place your taper at the beginning of that point there where I put my taper. I don't know what to call it. And mark the number you get all around, from one 4 inches line to the other 4 inches line. That's what you need to do. And I'm going to wait for you guys while you do this process, and we'll continue from there. Just take your time, don't rush it. I'm placing my table because my table is not so big and I don't want to cut on the floor because I just gave birth, so I can't really bend or kneel on the floor. I don't know why we always find it very easy to cut on the floor. Why? When we have table, we still want to cut on the floor. But I just gave birth and I had a C-section, so I really cannot kneel. You see, I'm still going ahead to extend the 4 inches on the other side, because my circle will have to stop on that 4 inches line. It cannot go past that 4 inches line. So that's why I'm extending the line to make it clear. measurements we're going to be taking, we're going to be starting from that 12 inches line. Just disregard the top one. You don't need that top one anymore. So you're going to start from the 12 inches line. That's all the measurements you'll be taking. Now I'm just about to do the crotch line, and then your crotch depth, which is you can get that by dividing your hip by 4. My customer's hip is 46, divided by 4 is 11.5, and I added 3 more inches to make it 14.5 to give it ease. So you can add 3 inches. If your customer is on the big side, you can add 4 inches to just make it freer. And then for the extension, which is this one that I'm marking right now, is also 3 inches. So that 11.5 that you got, divide it again by 4, and then it's going to give you the crotch extension. And just go ahead to create a curve. You can do a freehand curve, or you can you can use your ruler to create the curve. And then from that point down to the length of the trouser, I'm just going ahead to mark 3 inches, and then I'm going to connect it and just have a straight line going down. So right now I'm connecting the 3 inches and we're about to rule it down. Okay, so just do the same thing. Get your crotch depth and your crotch extension. So remember, your crotch depth is your hip divided by 4. I added 3 inches. And then your crotch extension is your hip divided by 4. The answer you get divided by 4 again, then you get your crotch extension. And after that, you just create a curve. Right now, I'm just going ahead to add half an inch in the front. For me to, my sewing allowance is half an inch in the front part. In the waist side, the 12 inches, I'm going to come down by 1 inch. You can come down by half an inch if you want to, but I'm going to come down by 1 inch so it sits perfectly on the waist and it does not have a bulge. And I will just connect the waist to that 1 inch that I came down by. This is also optional if you want to, fine. If you don't want to, that is fine. But I did that so the waist can sit on my customer's waist very what should I use? Well, we'll come back to that. Right now, I'm just going ahead to add more allowance to the top of the waist. So that would be my sewing allowance. So you see, we're done with the front. Now we'll just move the fabric and push it aside so we can do the back. So you use the side facing you to cut your front crotch, and then the side facing the to the other side, you use it to cut your back crotch, but still on the same fabric. I don't know if that is clear enough, right? So remember, we marked 4 inches. The top one to this side, we use it for our front, and the other one that is far away from you, you use it for your back. So the same thing that you got from the front, the same crotch that you used, crotch depth, which is 14.5, you use that same thing for the back that we're doing right now. And then your crotch extension for the back is going to be bigger than your crotch extension for the front, because you know we are endowed as women. We have ED. So we're going to use that. We're going to add, mine came down to 3. Is it 3 or 4? My customer's own came. So I just put that, and I'm doing the same thing by marking. So it was 4. The front one was 3. So I used 4 for the back and then 3 for the front, and then just connected it. And now I'm going ahead to add the half an inch sewing allowance. But at this point, guys, we're going to be adding a zip allowance to the back. So don't forget, but we're not doing that right now. Let's just go ahead to mark the fabric for the back so that we can connect it to the length of the short. I'm adding the same 3 inches because the back is bigger, we need it to be freer, so which is still going to align at the end of the day with the front. Okay, so right now I think the next thing we are going to do is label it so we don't mistake the front and the back. So the front, remember, we wrote front on it, and now on the back we are going ahead to write back on it. now moving on, we're going to get our zipper depth. Most times those short zips come down to 8 inches or 9 inches. So just mark your zipper depth. You can use 8 inches, you can use 9 inches. And then for the zipper allowance, I'm going out by 2 inches. I'm just marking 2 inches from that line for my zipper. You can use 1.5 inch, you can use 2 inch, you can use 1 inch. Just depend on you. There is no standard measurements that you can use for your zip. It's still going to fold in at the end of the day. So you can use, like me here, I used 1.5 inches for the zip allowance. Sorry, I said 2. That was a mistake. And now I'm just going ahead to mark it to know that is the zip allowance. And from here, we are actually done. We're done with the marking. We're done with the measurement. We've gotten the waist. We've gotten the length. We've gotten the zipper. And as you can see, it is scissors time. We're going to spread the full fabric. Remember, you cut one fabric, one. You didn't have to fold it. So you see that is the front that I'm cutting from. And the other side that is far away from you, that is the back that we used. So right now, I'm just going ahead to cut the fabric. And after we're done cutting, I would we would continue. So I'm done cutting it, and this is what it looks like. So we'll go ahead to fold it. You will see that one side will be longer than the other side, and that's because of the zip. But you will place it on that line, on the 4 inches line. Don't place it on the zipper line, no. Just do it the way I did it here. Place one edge on the line of that 4 inches. Don't place it at the end of the fabric. Don't make that up to align, because you still need your zipper measurement, right? So when you place it, you will see one side is bigger than the other side, because we're about to split it into two. We're about to split the fabric into two. Don't feel somehow that one side is bigger than, yes, one side is supposed to be bigger because the back, we added the zipper allowance, so the back is supposed to be bigger than the front. So right now I'm going ahead to measure the length of the fabric to be sure that I have my 23 inches, because it has to be my customer's length. Remember, this is for a customer, not me. If it's me now, I can do, oh, okay, let's do wuru to the answer. We can just wear 24 even if we wanted 25. But this is a customer's order, so definitely we have to make it according to what they want, because you don't want your business to be what I ordered versus what I got. Okay, so right now I'm going back to place the fabric on that line, because you have to see your zipper allowance like this, the full zipper allowance that you put, the 1.5. You have to see it. If you're not seeing it, then you're not folding it right. When you fold it, you need to see your zipper allowance. Okay, that's when you know you're folding it right. Then we'll now go ahead to cut it out. All right. So after cutting it out, now you see that you have two fabrics. You have two, the front and the back. Remember, we cut it together, but now we have two. Now you're going to get your fabric and then cut the second part of your front and cut the second part of your back fabric. Okay, so right now I think that's what I'm about to do. I'm just going to spread my fabric on the table. Remember, we're going to be cutting. Normally, if you're cutting, you're supposed to fold your fabric, right? Listen to me, let me say that again. Remember, normally if we're cutting our pants, you're supposed to fold your fabric in two, right side facing each other, because you cut on the wrong side. Now you're going to spread your fabric and make sure the right side is the part that is facing you. You see that sticker on the fabric. Remember, it's always on the front side. Make sure what they write on the down is what you can read very well and is facing you. Now you're going to place that short that you cut. If it's the back you want to cut first or the front, just place it on the fabric. Let it be right side facing each other. Don't make a mistake. If not, you're not going to get the pants correctly. Make sure it's right side facing each other. And now we're cutting the back first. Remember, it's just one pieces we have to cut the second piece. Now I'm just trying to arrange it on my fabric so I don't waste the fabric. You always have to arrange it so you have fabric for other things. I'm using 2.5 yards to cut this pant. I'm using 2.5 yards to cut this pant because it's a flare pant. Normally, it's not supposed to, a short pant is not supposed to take that much fabric, but because it's flare, so I've placed it on the fabric, right side facing each other. Please, you see this side that is facing you is the chalk side, right? And then the one that is down is the right side. So that means the inside part is the right side facing each other. Just go ahead to cut the second piece. Cut it exactly as the one that you placed on it. Don't make this one bigger or no. Cut it exactly because this is your second piece of the back. This is your second piece for the back. Now I'm just cutting it gently. And all this chalk line that is on it, I know you might be wondering, oh, how are you going to clean it when is a customer's order? If it's mine now, I don't mind, but since the customer's order, when you have a steaming iron, all you have to do is just press the steaming iron. The water from the steaming iron will clean it. Or better still, if you have a fabric, just put little water in it and put little water in it and use it to clean. Now I'm determining where the pocket is going to start. Okay, where the pocket is going to start, and that's 2 inches. I just marked it, and so that I can notch it. 2 inches down from the waist is going to be where the pocket will start. Even if you're adding what's it called, waist band, just mark 2 inches down from the waist is where your pocket is going to start. Now I've cut the back. I'm going to spread the fabric again, right side facing each other, to cut the second part of the front. I know this tutorial is a bit long. I tried to make my tutorial shorter, but I want you guys to understand everything step by step, especially for beginners. The people that are not beginners might get this in one go, but beginners might not get it in one go. That's why all these parts I'm supposed to fast forward it and not show it to you guys, but I'm showing it to you because I want the beginners to understand everything that we're doing. So this is the front, the second part of the front that we're about to cut. Remember, we've cut the back, the second part of the back. Now you see the right side is still facing each other. Now go ahead to cut the front, and after that we'll continue. Guys, so it's time to cut the pocket. Right now I'm just placing my hand on the fabric. I used my width as 9 inches and then the length as 12 inches, but for you can determine what length, what inches you want to use, what measurement you want to use. For me, I'm just going by the depth of the pocket, so how deep you want your pocket to be. So from that 12 inches, I'm going to go ahead to form a curve on each side to just give it that pocket curvy kind of look. Make a curve on each side, and now I'm going to cut it. So I'm going to be cutting 4 pieces, but first I'm starting with this 2 piece. Then I'm going to get another fabric, fold it, and then cut. You can cut all 4 pieces at once, but for me, because I'm using the pieces from the fabric, so I have to get pieces that would be big enough to help to cut this 9 by 12 inches. So now it's not going to be fully 12 inches because remember we made a curve on the side, but I'm just going ahead to clean the down of the pocket because you need it to be clean. Okay, let's cultivate the habit of making clean outfits, whether it's for us personally or for our customers, so it will not become a version of what I ordered versus what I got. So even if it is you that want to wear it, make sure you don't use black threads to sew white cloth. Right now I'm just going ahead to cut the second piece. I've gathered some pieces that I have. I've found them, and now I'm cutting the second piece. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. This is the end of the cutting phase, and I'm going to be uploading the sewing phase. I love you guys. Bye. And we are done with the cutting phase. Now to the sewing machine. This should have been another video. I wish maybe I should have done it shorter and just make the cutting as one video and the sewing as another video, but I think you guys would understand it better this way if we just continue. Or should I just do half and half?